when Andy came in, um, he for someone who asked for Archie's number. I mean, and maybe that's just a little bit of a high school kid not knowing what you don't know, right? Other than that, I think when he came into our group, um, you could tell he was a special player. Obviously, I mean, the guy looked like he was 35 years old and and a grown man coming out there. But I think the way that Andy handled the situation with us, knowing that it was a bunch of older guys, like I said, Mike, Luke, myself, Shaun. I mean, there's guys that have played for 4 years. We didn't start our freshman year, but we played a lot, as true freshmen. And so we started all as sophomores and juniors, and now you're coming into your senior year, and you got a guy like Luke, who I think at the time was going. I think when he left, he had 50 something consecutive starts, which was a record at the time. So I mean, you had that coming in, and I think to Andy's credit, he never came in. I think Jeremiah is kind of the same way. He never came in and tried to assert himself as I'm the new guy here, and even though he was a middle linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was the guy who should have called the defense. Greg Belisari called our defense, and he stood in the back. And he was a guy that he could make plays. He was there for you. Eventually, you got more comfortable with him. He was a little bit erratic at the start, but once he settled in. But again, I think, like I said, Andy did it the right way. He didn't come in because I think if you come into that group, if he would have came into that group with the wrong attitude, I don't care how good he was, it was going to be a problem. And I think Fred Puckett knew that, and I think that I don't know whether they talked beforehand or that's just Andy's. Andy's a quiet guy by nature anyway, so I think that's just his personality of how he handles things. But he absolutely came in there. I mean, Orlando was the same way. Orlando Pace came in, true freshman, started opposite Corey Stringer. Quiet, soft-spoken guy, just came in, did his job, and did it really, really well. So I think that when you look at the way those two guys came in, and even if you look at the way Jeremiah came in, when you come into a senior-laden team, as long as you're doing it the right way, you're going to fit in.